Hi, everybody. This is Joanna. Thank you so much for tuning in. What a gorgeous day. We're so excited, so excited, so excited. I've been so excited to move forward into this beautiful exploration of relationship, and it's completely allowed me to really have fun and explore the relationship that is source. As a child, it was always a challenge for me to find those intimate connections for those that were in my environment and grew up with, and obviously for all the soul stories that we're all here to experience and co-create. Um, but part of my excitement about relationship is the ability of intimacy and connection with all that is life and all that is source, and why I feel so excited about this topic. That is source. It's our expression and our exploration, our experience that is oneness with source. And what does that really mean? And just allowing ourselves to softly flow into it and becoming our 5D experiential, um, potentiations. And it comes through the innateness and the inherentness of that the Master Jesus, Yeshua, was offering me last week was relationship. The relationship that we have on any one moment, on any one thing, however it's defined, whether we package it and label it as positive or negative, whether we package it and label it as this lifetime, childhood memories, now experiences, it doesn't matter, because everything is all now and everything is all love. But what is our relationship within it? Our relationship within it is that movement of source that allows us to transmute it. And it's so profound, it's so exciting, and I'm just so happy to bring forward anything that I'm inspired to by the Heavenly Masters. So we wanted to bring this forward as, a light language, a channeling from all of the many universal energies that are always with me and with us as a collective kinship tribe, moving into new frequencies of relationship and soften into what relationship really means to you. And it takes it outside of the 3D idea and perspective that we have about relationship, because the 5D perspective of relationship is our oneness in movement of all things, of all moments. As we open into it with a soft and loving, unconditional heart and playfulness, we then release the outdated definitions of what we thought relationship was. Relationship is our ever moving oneness relationship as source. How we view the relationship we have within ourselves, a very sacred, loving oneness relationship with all that we are, our physical, mental, emotional, etheric bodies. That experience, that expression, and the exploration of that oneness, our oneness, our experience, our relationship with us, and the all that we exist within, as within, so without, as above, so below. The relationship of who we are as awakened conscious beings, and the relationship of this movement. It's so profound, it's so deep, it's so wide, it's so vast, and it's life altering. In your moments of self-reflection and self-care, you can drop within your divine sacred heart and truly feel into the relationship you have with you. Because we're so new at this, and the interconnection of who we are as spirit, the interconnection of who we are as love, our relationship as love. What does that mean? Not that it has to come with an answer, with a logical or intellectual answer, but allow that relationship to come forward, because that is summoning your soul to come forward. My relationship with my soul, my relationship with who I am as a multidimensional being, and what that means for me now. It's a profound awakening experience, because you'll allow yourself to bring forward the all that you are in ever moving relationship moments of source, because source is that ever moving breath of life. Feeling into that relationship with breath, that source moving you and allowing you to transform what no longer serves. With anything, the relationship that we have with anything is who we are as awakened beings of source creator. The more that we soften and allow this, the more that we self-actualize all that we are, and everything from the past is transmuted instantly. The vibration that we have in relationship with any and all things, because it's with us. It's always been about that perspective of taking me back when we were children, and we first learned about ourselves outside of another, and we're seeing ourselves in those behavioral reflections, and seeing our reality and seeing those around us, and understanding who we are in opposition, separation of others, and how we mirror ourselves in others and our environments and the conformity of others. We're now flipping it on its top end and living from spirit as spirit, the relationship as spirit. It's completely mind-boggling, and I'm getting so excited about this because it's just so vast. It's infinite, it's source. How can we hold ourselves with an open, honest relationship, authenticity of who we are? The relationship within breath, the relationship within us as source, the relationship of who we are to create this beautiful majesty of just allowance of source to be with us. What is my relationship with this beautiful moment just to sit and be? Because when you're feeling into the relationship, you're calling in those vibrations of emotion. You're calling in those vibrations of higher knowing, of that oneness within it. I am one with this. I'm one with the beautiful rustling of the leaves outside, and I can feel that experience of that movement and the orchestration of that, the song of that living within my fields, and I'm calling it in to be one with it. I'm having a relationship with it. I'm calling it in to be that intimacy with it. And reminds me of being a child, that that kind of loneliness that was felt by so many crystalline children and star seeds, because we can feel things and we can experience things and we can draw things in at such a wide and vast level, and not many in our environments, because of the soul blueprints and the contracts we've come with to heal. We're not experiencing what we could experience and tap into. So it oftentimes feels like quite a lonely experience. And then all the other energies that come along with that, with others moving through their lack of self and their lack of understanding, and going through the many moments and experiences of separation and judgment and bullying, whatever goes on in those experiences, all to come forward with that highest expectation that I can have a relationship with this now, and it no longer bothers me. It no longer inhibits me to be me, because I'm allowing that relationship of source to be all things. Therefore, you're no longer attracting those experiences into your co-creative experience, because in everything, it's all source. Can we allow the neutrality and the love that it is showing you to raise our level of compassion for others and their sense of seeking to find themselves? And oftentimes in doing so, they place judgment and beratement on others so that they don't have to look at who they are within, and start calling those forward to have that relationship with themselves. And so those are all those experiences where you can bring yourself to such a level of relationship and understanding that it's no longer a game of separation anymore. It's a oneness. And this is just mind shifting, because in those moments where you're healing the wounds at this very subtle level, we can all feel it. I'm bringing this forward because I can feel it. And it's very subtle. That relationship, as you're healing the wound, at the very subtlest level, we're still delineating ourselves from others because of the pain and the suffering that we've experienced and seen. And it still has that level of separation, them and me, and them and us, and versus, and all that kind of energy experience. When you call it forward to entangle with the relationship of it, how you have co-created it to seek that highest resolve within you as one with it. It's not saying that you're not justifying it as being okay, but what you're doing is you're saying, this is all that is source. And rather than fighting it, suppressing it, and denying it, I'm going to offer it forward to source to be fully transmuted, because I'm in a relationship with all that is source. I can seek the relationship so that I can fully allow the oneness of who I am to forgive it fully and have compassion and understanding for it, because it's all source. And my relationship with source is unconditional. It's loving. It's honoring for whatever value and presence and lesson and blessing that it taught me and showed me and allowed me to say, it no longer affects me. I will no longer be emotionally pulled and drawn into this, because I'm allowing myself to honor my emotions, so much so that my relationship with source is so far more powerful than any self-internalization of others' behaviors. And that's when you become the master of your own reality, not allowing the energies and the behaviors of others to be self-internalized. It's not your stuff, if you will. You can view it and perceive it as a neutral experience and still have that oneness within it, but not have it enter your body and your cells and your energy field so that you become that. And that's a really important thing for those that are awakening into their fields, those that have come from many dysfunctional relationships and upbringings, narcissism, negative patterning, alcoholism, and abusive environments where obviously so many imbalances were taught and shown. And how do we have a relationship with it so that it's no longer defined as separate negativity? Those are the only ways we have to explain what we all know and what we all see and what we all feel and what we all experience. But there is a way that you can allow yourself to release the emotional entanglement with it, because there's a big difference, and you at some point will have to clear those emotional energies that you allow yourself to entangle with. And especially, with relationships of dysfunction, narcissism, and any other energies that are emotionally drawing, mental and emotional dysfunction and abuse and so on. You're going to have to at some point clear those energies, because it's been taken on as your own. You've internalized it as yours. And that's something that we can, at some point, knowing the power of the relationship with source, as source, you allow yourself to transmute everything and just offer it up for its own story to be transmuted. And what I was shown that was so, I'm just reiterating my story yesterday, but just doing it perhaps in a more excited and eloquent way, because I'm still integrating, I'm still processing, and there's so much within this story. And I used to have fun with a beautiful friend of mine, if she's watching, when we used to have our sacred travels, and her and I would sit together and we would talk about the expansiveness of integration. And when we would go to these beautiful, sacred, high vibrational lands, and we would have our unique experiences with spirit and all of the beautiful consciousness that were with us. And she's such a beautiful, expansive soul. And we would talk about, our experiences, the relationship, and this is what's just so amazing, the relationship of our integration, the relationship of our experiences, and how it's so expansive when you're holding your space within it. I'm just going to integrate what I saw today. I'm going to integrate that dream I had. I'm going to integrate what's moving through me, because there's an infinite number of multidimensional perspectives that allows you to grow within. And that's where your wisdom comes from. It's the moment of awakening shifts your ability to open the door, if you will. The integration part is actually walking through the door. When you're honoring your wisdom, you're garnering the wisdom from the experience. You're allowing that relationship to hold its highest, most honor, and holding yourself most high within it. The more and more that you do that, you're constantly realigning, as Jesus had taught us, is that constant refining of the path becomes more narrow. That path becomes more narrow because you're allowing yourself to move and navigate within the relationship that is source. And you're no longer wavered by egoic energies that try and pull you and taunt you and tempt you, which is what in the tarot is known by the devil energy. Devil energy are the ego mind energies that want to pull you back into old systems of belief patterns, limitations, subjugations, control, and so on. There's no negative ideas and iconology about it. It's just how the words we've used. Again, it's all source. Your level of awareness, when you open the door, that's your awakening point where, wow, there's more than I thought there was. That's your moment of awakening. The crystallizing of it is your integration of it. That's the relationship within the experience. I'm moving into this experience of expansiveness. What's my relationship with my chakras? One of my chakras are vortices of infinite wisdom. And as I'm living through my soul is offering these codes and these light energies and these activations, and they're working on me at night in the light ships. And my soul is so vast that my chakras get upgraded every moment. And if I'm breathing into them, and if I'm loving commandment of my body, I'm now having a relationship with my body. I'm having a relationship with my chakras. I'm having this beautiful infinite relationship with source that is the breath that's moving through the air, the rustling of the trees, the beautiful plants that are, oxidizing the air for me. It's my relationship, and I'm creating my reality from this loving outpouring of oneness. It's transformative. That's the integration where you're actually becoming that oneness, your beingness. And when you, all of those aspects of your day-to-day mundane life, if you will, it shifts from mundane to magical and miraculous, because you're calling in the abundance, you're calling in the soul tribe, you're calling in the majesties of your now oneness relationship. I'm one with this breath. I'm one with the majesty of who I am. I understand the grids. I understand the fairies and the pixies and the elementals, the Elohim, creator gods that are working through me and with me and for me. I get it now. I'm one with it. And I can be that majesty of 5D experience that I've wanted to be, along with all others. They're saying that don't allow yourself to open up within what 5D means to you, because it's infinite. Because oftentimes coming from our 3D reality, for the initial part anyways, until we experience the beingness of the relationship of oneness, we often hold ourselves within those boxes of definitions and roles and categories. And that's what we're releasing and turning it completely on its flip side and being the experienced relationship of oneness. It's profound. And so what I wanted to talk about today and bring forward is that, again, we're going to continue to expand on relationship because it's infinite. It's so amazing. Thank you, Holy Christ. Thank you. Is my throat chakra. I'm going to give you an example with the throat chakra, just so that you can do your own self-work, your own daily self-care, and explore the sacredness of divine relationship for you, what it means for you, and how it can allow you to open up into a whole new reality of play. What is the relationship with divine sacred play with you and with all that is in all moments? And just softening to allow that divine sacred relationship to live through you, to come forward and just be a part of your everyday breath, your everyday movement of majesty, your everyday movement of the miracles that you're able to co-create with Source Creator. The inviting in of Source, the Holy Mother, the Holy Father, the balance of the male and the female, the Vesica Pisces, that you are constantly harmonizing within. Using your will and your intelligence and your beautiful intuitions and your nurturing of all that you are as divine sacredness to all life, and the honoring of all life and the grids and the beautiful, every aspect of life and in between that is offered as life. And for instance, the throat chakra, the energies that your teams and your guides and your higher self and your soul send you to each and every one of your chakras and your bodies and your systems, it's an unconditional loving experience. It's a relationship that they have with you. And the soul contracts that you honor and your guides often change throughout your path when you're ready to take that next leap forward. And your guides are constantly allowing you to feel into what they send you, what they offer you. It's up to us to feel into that relationship of that unconditional love, of the energies and the codes that they send to each one of our chakras, and why it's so important that we remember this relationship of sacredness to our multidimensional bodies and clear what's no longer serving, and have those energies have a relationship of itself outside of you. This was the most important thing that the Holy Joshua taught me last week, was that energy that was co-created within any one experience, me having that value system of who I am within myself, is so multidimensional. And at the conscious level, we're sometimes not understanding the highest potentiation of who we are within our relationship of who we are. That I didn't hold myself in that high of perspective to the codes that were being sent to me. And that light and that positivity and those energies and those wisdoms and those intelligences that were sent to my chakras from my teens. I didn't hold that value within my throat chakra to speak the value of love and oneness and gratitude, because that's what the throat chakra is. It's your vortice of energy, love and compassion that speaks your Christic light. You can see as I'm clearing, I'm giving myself vibrational permission to speak the value of the Christ, to speak the value of who I am as light, to speak the value of my excitement, to speak the value of my exploration, to speak the value of who I am. I'm holding that resonance now, and there's so much that's being cleared. And why without apology? It's a part of the relationship that I'm now holding with myself, and it's so transformative. I honor my voice. I'm honoring what's being cleared now, just because I'm creating that value system, that appreciation of my relationship within it. I'm holding myself, and I'm calling commandment to my throat chakra and say, I'm worthy in every way, my heart, my soul, my spirit, my body. I'm honoring in every way of who I am, to speak my lighted Christ. It's a vibration I hold dear. It's a vibration I hold with excitement. It's a vibration I know is me. I had it since I was a little girl, that intimacy, that relationship with spirit. I'm giving you this as an example of how much clearing and how much profound transformation can be done when you're allowing yourself permission to enter into that sacred relationship. That intimate sacred relationship that allows you that life force, the breath of life that has been written about in all of our sacred texts, and actually be it, to live in honor of it and feel it in a multidimensional way, that it shifts and breaks away and clears all of those experiences that you no longer have access to anymore, because they just absolutely move into its own relationship with Source. You don't have to know where it goes and what it does. You're giving yourself permission to say, I'm now worthy of the highest codes that my teams send me. And whatever is not in this vibration will be gently and lovingly released, because I'm giving it permission to. I'm holding myself high. I'm holding myself with great honor. I understand that I'm from the heavens. I understand that I have great potentiation within every part of my beingness, my cells, the nucleus within the cells. I want to activate that nucleus to be that greater God force that I am, to harmonize and have that relationship with all other aspects of me. I'm giving all aspects of me permission to have a relationship with all other aspects of me. It's so profound and amazing. So grateful, so grateful, so grateful. So allow yourself to soak within whatever you feel excited to. Your guides will draw you into that beautiful, loving exploration. And that's the excitement of the sacred child that Jesus was showing me, that I got so much from that one experience with him, and the Christ consciousness that are always with me, because it's an infinite exploration of who we are as Source. It's an infinite exploration of all that Source is within you and within and without, because you are within the nucleus of every cell. Your soul, your higher self, your oversoul of oversouls, oversoul of overs, the ascended masters, the angels, it's all connected from micro to macro. It is. It's not separate, delineated from a separate part of you, like the finger is separate from the elbow. It's all one. It's all the enmeshment of relationship. And I want to give that sacredness and that divine relationship my love, my excitement, my anticipation, my eagerness, my optimism. I'm calling in the heavens, I'm calling in the universe. I want to be in this relationship with you. I'm ready to explore. I'm ready to create. I'm ready to be excited. I'm ready to dance. My relationship with movement, my relationship with love, my relationship with breath, my relationship with who I am as a vast soul, and every and all aspects of creation will be touched by this. And I'm so alive and I'm so awake and I'm ready to have this new relationship with me. And that's the expression that we as parents want to give our children. We want them to see excited and be excited and live in that joy of excitement for who they are, transforming everything in their way. Nothing is ever a block or a hurdle. It's how we navigate the relationship of it and ourselves within it. Finding the oneness of it and lovingly allowing it to be released to have its own relationship with source in whatever way it can, because it's an entity unto itself. It was co-created in that experience of what you thought you were and believed you were at that time, and you can choose to give it permission to be released. I'm releasing you lovingly from my body and my systems because it's no longer required. I understand the relationship I had with myself within it. And I'm honoring it. I'm going to upgrade it now. I'm going to level up now. And I love you and I release you with joy and appreciation. Thank you. Because it's source. And you're transmuting everything in the most beautiful, loving, and accepting way. Thank you. What a beautiful experience. I'm so grateful. Thank you to the Holy Mothers and Fathers and the beautiful angelic heavens that are assisting us in remembering who we are as divine spirit. And again, we're going to go to our high vibrational deck. We're going to give you a beautiful oracle for today in this beautiful experience of excitement and optimism and joy for who we are as creative, emotional, energetic frequencies of holy light. This one came popping out. And we're going to do our animal spirit deck. We're going to call in the highest frequencies of the holy light frequencies, the beautiful angelics from all over earth, the angels of earth, if you will, a beautiful collective of the Elohim that are coming forward today to speak about the energy vibrations of the earth and how they're showing me little tiny angels, fairies that are dancing upon the earth and that help alight the crystalline energies and the frequencies of codes of crystal energy between the earth and those that are entangling within the relationship of earth. So they're asking that how may we soak within and soften within the crystalline energies of the earth, the myriad of consciousness that are working with the earth to enhance and to enliven and to bring joy to your relationship that you have not only with you and all others. And how does that relationship with your fellow humans take part in that relationship flow? The relationship that Gaia offers you to be in oneness with all those around you, and all of that is life. So to allow yourself that softening, this one came flying out. I'm going to have another one more card here, the divine frequencies of the Holy Mother and the Father, and the divine Mula, the great mothers and the great sisters of Alcyon, the beautiful divine feminine frequencies that allow us to feel into the nurturance of who we are as spirit, to heal and love and honor all that we are in this expansive relationship of every moment, and honoring who we are within the all and our ability to feel ourselves within it. So they're reminding me back to that experience I had yesterday about the leaf that was falling from this massive tree. And it was coming down to the earth, and I had immediately just placed myself within it because it was a remembrance that I had from being a child, that I was able to do that. I was able to bilocate my consciousness within it in that moment. Oh my gosh, this is what I was seeing in my mind as I was shuffling. This is what they were showing me, those fairy beings that were on the earth. Oh, thank you. And so the cards that came out first is the relics of Lemuria, fragments, memory, and reclaiming. And this is what the relationship does. And when we're moving within that softening and that honoring of the relationship of who we are, we're allowing all of the fragments and the relics and the aspects of who we are and who we have been in any one timeline, any one body, any system, doesn't matter where. We're allowing it to be called in, to allow it its own experience within Source Creator, to give ourselves permission that it no longer can carry the power that we thought it did because we held it separate from us. We weren't relating with it. We weren't relating to the story within it. We weren't relating to the source within it. We weren't relating to how it has served us as a soul, how we are here clearing it for our lineage and our ancestors. So if we allow it its permission to be sovereign into itself with source, giving it its honor, again, raising all within creation to its highest sight. That's what the Christ had taught me last week. To continue the focus of the divine in all moments, in all things, in all beings, allows you to see and feel and be one with the relationship within it, not separate, but one. So profound, so profound, so profound. And this is what we experience as we do so. We allow ourselves to be that free dove of peace that the Christ had taught us. And again, this is a cleansing, protection, and a blessing that we always have within us to call in that relationship of who we are in our most highest maximum experience. And they're showing me that this experience of giving ourselves permission to release and allow whatever it is within us to be transmuted and have its own course of transmutation with Source, where this is how it is released, because we're honoring it as it has been for all that it is offering us as we allow it its relationship in this potentiation as the Christ. Then it becomes that. You become that. And it is sent back to Source for transmutation in whatever way that it's meant to. It's not for us to determine. That's that source flow, the sacred breath of life. It's for us in all moments to honor the Christic oneness relationship within all things, all moments, all experiences, all beings, to hold the focus of the divine in all moments, all things. Everything becomes Christic in that moment that you do so. That softening, that profundity, that experience of your crucible with that. I am holding myself at the point of entanglement with Source, because there is a point through which you chose, subconsciously or unconsciously, to hold a relationship with that. Then therefore becoming negative because of the patterns, the beliefs, and the experiences that we've held about ourselves, our reality, and anything else that we've come to heal and transmute, to know ourselves and remember ourselves as divine and free and sovereign. So profound. So profound. And this is so beautiful. This is what they were showing me. This is the light dancer, illumination, the radiant self, and the shining soul. I mean, what a story. That's how we become our Christic self. We're holding unconditional love and compassion for all those aspects of us that we held within us. And this is so beautiful, because this is what the earth, they were showing me, these beautiful little fairy angels that were all along the earth that were illuminating the energies of relationship, of love. Relationship is an intimacy of love with Source. How we perceive it and define it is only our 3D way of understanding life around us and being able to talk about it and tell stories about it. But energetically, vibrationally, we know that it's all Source. It's love. It's a relationship of love. If we're not viewing ourselves as love, if we're not perceiving ourselves and knowing ourselves as love, behaving as love, then those experiences will be otherwise. But it's still all Source. Us giving ourselves permission to honor every experience, everything that we've experienced, all the things that are what we call blocked or stuck within us, if you will, all of the traumas and all of those aspects that we've defined and determined that are separate of us or hold power over us or not us. However, we have held it outside of the experience of oneness is purely light, and we can give it its permission to be that. This is the unconditional love, forgiveness, and compassion for all that is Source, the relationship that is Source, and it becomes pure. It becomes that sacred, peaceful dove. That's what the Christ had taught us. It was the relationship of ourselves within all things, the moment of ourselves as Source with all things, all moments. So sacred and divine. So powerful. I'm so excited. Can you tell? And my teams were reminding me to slow down, open within the infinite. And that's something I've been practicing too. They've taught me this years ago, and I was out of the practice of it because there was just so much for me to process and transmute over these last 5 years. But to expand the moment of infinite, which means that that's when time disappears and you expand yourself within the moment, the relationship of the moment. And that's when time slips away and you can actually change and shift and recreate your timelines. And it's expanding the moment of yourself within it, so that all time is irrelevant, if you will, and slowing down within it so that you can play within it. That's timelessness. And so I've been practicing that, because as my energy accelerates and as I get really excited, I feel like I can finally share everything that I've come with as a sacred child of the heavens. And now that the world is awakening, I feel like I'm a racehorse, just running out of the gates, because the world is finally awakening and I get to share. And there's those that are obviously the vibration that are, willing to take the adventure and the journey of this oneness and explore the deepest parts of our beautiful psyche, the beautiful aspects of our emotional bodies and our fields, and really explore it with great grace and with great honor and great relationship of being sacred. So this is why I'm so excited. I feel like it's time to come out and play. Those kids when we were little and you were stuck inside for so long because of all the rain and the weather. And now it's finally time we get to come out and play. It feels so beautiful and so great. So I'm very grateful for the heavens for always allowing me and being with me in all times that I had fallen, picking me back up and reminding me, what is your relationship with your brilliance and your giftedness and your blessedness and your love? And remember your relationship with you. You're so wise. You're so profound. You know, don't let the experiences of what's going on around you darken your remembrance of your oneness with you and your sacredness, your sacred relationship with you, because you're so vast. And that's been the journey and the challenge, because we often get conformed to so much because there's just so much density and everybody living in the same conformed fashion. But now that everyone is awakening, everyone is being touched by it in some way. Light will not escape any aspect of life on our planet, from the smallest grain of sand. Light will touch it all. And, you know, those of us that have been light workers and metaphysicians and earth angels for so very long, you know, there's excitement now. Yeah, that's great. We get to come forward and play in new ways, and the relationship is getting bigger and more intimate. That's oneness. So exciting. And so these two came falling out. I'm going to pick one more. Thank you. I love this beautiful animal oracle deck. I don't have the box with me. The first one that came out was the Rhino Spirit. I love this. Overcome any obstacle. I just love this. Isn't this beautiful? The relationship that we have in our definitions and how we perceive things. And the Rhino, if you think about the Rhino outside of these beautiful oracle cards that allow us to transform our definitions and our understandings of what the Rhino really means and symbolizes, we can have an infinite number of relationships within it, and we're meant to. All aspects of nature, all aspects of wildlife are meant to create new relationships. And this beautiful little, for me, it reminds me of a ballerina tutu. And this beautiful, beautiful creature that has such great power and great presence. To know that anything, you can navigate within it by altering your perspective of your relationship within it. So amazing. So you can overcome anything, for it's only our perspective of our separation within it that held it as an obstacle. It's not, it's just us. It's an illusion. That obstacle that we see is insurmountable. It's just us. And the thought forms that we've placed before it that put it anywhere separate from us. It's not. If it's a challenge, it's because you've defined it as a challenge and you've made yourself separate from it. Face it, own it, and become as big as it, because it's not. It's all an illusion, how you place your relationship within it. Is it a positive relationship? Is it a negative relationship? Is it a separative relationship? That will be your experience of it. And you can choose to shift it and change it and alter it, because it is all one. The one that came out next, another beautiful one, the Cow Spirit. The universe, the miracles are endless, and the universe provides this to us in every moment. And how can we honor that? How can we honor the relationship of miracles? How can we honor the relationship that we are the miracle? We can't create miracles unless we honor ourselves within it. It's impossible. To perceive a miracle, we have to, at some point within us, and this is why our souls and our higher selves and Source Creator God offer it to us. Everything is a miracle. The flower that blooms out of the cement. We used to go and play tennis, me and my kids, and there was this one tennis court where the city had tried to pave over these one parts of the tennis court, and the roots of Gaia would just keep popping up. No matter how many times they pave over it, the roots and these tiny little flowers, and I've taken pictures of them, would just pop up through the cement. The roots and the seeds of that tree, and Gaia, so persistent and so determined and so devoted to life, that those roots will find that sun, and that sun will connect. No matter what you feel you're going through as an obstacle, no matter what you feel you're going through that is separate from you, you allow yourself to be one with that sunlight, and that root will find its way, and that flower will blossom. That's why we're here. We're here to bring the greatest light to the parts and the places on our planet that have the greatest density and the greatest fear and control factors, and say, it's just an illusion. You can choose to change it if you want, but it's not going to stop me from having a great relationship with miracles. It's not going to stop me from being the light dancer that I am. It's not going to stop me from shining my light and being all the joy that I can be, because I know in some way, somehow, my light will affect all in whatever way it needs to. And it's not for me to determine that, but it's just for me to shine my greatest light, for me to be the soul's blessing and the miracle that I am. Because that's what I knew I could be. I knew that I would be speaking these words before I got here. I knew that I would be able to say in celebration of who I am. This is my relationship with me now, and I get to play, and I will not hold back for anyone or anything. This is my birthright, and I will shine. I knew I would be saying these words. I knew that I would be so proud to awaken in the body and the vessel in the relationship with me, because I'm worthy. I knew it. And I am coming into oneness with my soul's destiny. It was so profound. Oh my gosh, I'm about to cry. And this is what the crow spirit allows us to honor, because everything in life is a miracle. Everything in life is our song that allows us to see into the relationship in new ways. The sounds of the birds, the sounds of the insects, the sounds of the rustling trees, it's all source creator allowing you to feel yourself within the relationship that is love, the eternal song that is love. So profound, so profound. And it, co-create with spirit, you know, I mean, how, I don't have anything to add. It's the relationship. If we are not in that relationship with spirit, then we wouldn't be able to see it, to feel it, to be it, to experience it, to honor it, to receive it. It's just impossible, because that is the relationship. Your relationship with one allows you to be love. Your relationship with love allows you to feel that oneness. It's so far and wide and deep and rich. I'm in awe. I don't have any words. I'm in the relationship of my honest, you know, AWE-NESS. I don't have any other words. Ugh, I'm just so amazed. Thank you. Thank you, Mother, Father, Creator. I'm so, again, clearing my voice. I'm giving myself permission, because I knew at some point, thank you, my soul, the divine and heavenly frequencies of who I am as a heavenly creature. Thank you, Holy Mother, Father, from above, below, and all four corners. I am that I am, and I'm able to speak who I am, because I'm proud to be who I am. Thank you. These transformative moments of relationship are coming through me and for me, so that I'm able to share the generosity that is spirit and the grace that is God. I'm just enamored. I'm going to pull a fairy card, because I absolutely love the fairies, and they've been calling me to come out and play. They're just jumping out like crazy here. Someone got left behind. I don't want to leave you behind, my little gnome. Don't want to leave you behind, my little gnomes. The gnomes and the fairies call them to come and play, dear lighted ones. Call them to be a part of your everyday. The fairies and the gnomes and the speakers of the planet call them forward to play with you every day. This is your relationship. This is why Joanna is having so much fun with these cards. They're all over the place. They're so excited to play with us. They feel about the relationship that you're having with them from your heart. Awaken. From your heart, you're calling them forward. Come and play for the first contact, for the first creations of new earth. And they sing through your soul, and the expressions of your soul. Come and play, dear lighted ones. Come and play. The fairies and the gnomes, they want you to come and play, dear lighted ones. Speak to the flowers and sing to the flowers, for they are singing to you. Thank you. Thank you, fairy cards. And those are my fairy cards from Brian Froud. I love Brian Froud's artwork. They really inspire you to think about ourselves and other worlds and other planets. These are the master makers. This is so beautiful, because the master makers are the ones that allow you to open up within a new relationship of who you are to become a master. When you're refining your gifts, your skills, and your abilities to soak within more of who you are as the shining soul of who you are. And we see this beautiful little gnome and this fairy. He's standing there like, yeah, I got this. I've been through. Nothing can take me down. I see the relationship within it. I see how I'm creating it all. I see how I can absolutely allow myself a new creative bliss and a gift and a blessing that I'm able to just offer to the world and offer to creation for only the reason that I get to be me. And she's saying that my mastery is me just being me. And I have my tools, and I have my gifts, and I have my helpers, and I have all that is source creator, and I will be me. Those are the master makers that assist us in mastering all that we are through the infinite number of ways that we are able to. So thank you. And this is Liz of the Shadows. Liz of the Shadows is the ones that allow us to every moment. It's a master number 44. Thank you, Holy Yeshua and the masters of the Holy Christ coming forward to allow us to say that the shadows are only our relationships, that we've held ourselves separate from whatever it is that we've held at bay, not accepting, allowing, and honoring our relationship, and the allowance of it and unto itself to move into a new experience of co-creation. So it's transformed. It wants to be transformed. Liz of the Shadows assists us in inspiring that to be, giving ourselves permission to release it and allow it its life with source. It's all honoring the sacred blessedness. And that's the divine feminine, saying that of all the divine feminine's infinite number of life, she's nurturing all aspects of her oneness within it all. Every aspect of life is nurtured by the divine mother, the great mother, so that all is given its highest potentiation of oneness and life. But each and every one of us are here to remember within ourselves first, and then inspire all life creatively. There, thus, forward. All life nurtured, valued, honored, all equal, all one. The Holy Mother, the Great Mother, hallelujah. It's just so profound, so profound. Oh, how profound. The singer of connection. That's our relationship. How are we connected with all aspects of us that we thought we held separate? What's our relationship within those particles, those thought forms that we've taken on from others thinking they were ours? We can now allow that relationship to be, I have a different relationship with myself. So that can be sent on its way because I have boundaries and I have standards and I have values that say I choose to create a higher value of relationship with those that I'm calling in, those energies I'm calling in, those partnerships, those experiences of jobs and careers and vocations, whatever it might be, that is intermingling with your connection with all life. You are that crucible. You get to choose from above, from below, and how it entangles with you. You get to choose your sovereignty. And then you become the wise elder. Nothing phases you. You know that your relationship with all those little aspects that are peeking, that are just curious about you, not judging it, not labeling it, but just saying there is a relationship within it all, and I get to choose how I entangle. I get to choose how I create my destiny. I get to choose my oneness with it. It's all source, it's all one, but I get to choose how I dance with it. I get to choose how that step looks, how that move looks, how my song looks. And I'm old and I'm sacred and I'm ancient and I'm wise and I'm youthful and I'm a fairy and I'm a gnome and I'm a unicorn. I'm all these magical things because I get to choose. I am the allness that is the Holy Mother, the Great Mother, and I'm one within it. I can be one within that leaf falling. I can be one within the breath and the rustling of the trees. I forgot that, but now I remember. So profound. Oh my gosh. I hope you've enjoyed our beautiful morning inspiration and experience of our continuation on sacred divine relationship and how your oneness and your expansiveness allows you to soak within your 5D mastery of you becoming you and oneness of source and love. We thank you, like dear lighted ones. We love you so much. And remember that the miracles are endless because you are. You are the miracle of source creator. We love you. Bye.